I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? Hey, you can get us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Speaker, Spotify, TuneIn, Deezer, Vimeo, Roku, and Amazon Fire at Yaya Diamond TV, as well as DreamChasersRadio.com. You can also get us on 100.9 FM and 1580 AM WCCF iHeartRadio. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I got a great show for you. Welcome back to the show. Yo, I am so excited because I am putting together this huge package. It's one of those packages that are going to change all of our lives. It's going to help everybody involved, including you. It's going to help you get all the publicity that you've ever wanted in your entire life, all the way from, like, if you're an actor, all the way through if you're a performer, an author, whatever you are, whatever you want, I'm going to have that package. And so stay tuned. And if you're not signed up on DreamChasersRadio.com, please do join our mailing list so that you can be in the know when this package hits the floor. Oh, that stuff. All right, that was just my little thing. Anyway, so I have a great show for you today. We have a publicist on the show. And I want to welcome her to the show. Welcome to the show, Tracy. What's up, girl?
Hello, very happy to be here. Hello to everybody.
Awesome. So tell me about yourself. How did you get started? Because you and me, we both have something in common. It wasn't something that we did on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a trajectory, I swear, that no other publicist anywhere in the world can claim. So I certainly didn't think of it as a career. I never was. I was in marketing. I was in telemarketing. I was just in entry-level sales. In my other life, though, I was in my 20s. In my other life, it was my husband and I were activists and advocates, and we had a little radio show at one time called Uppercut that used to talk about, do a lot of anti-racism stuff and social justice stuff and all those, things that I still believe in with all my heart. And, we, in the early days of the internet, because that's how old I am, in 1998, I was 28 years old, and I was looking for a platform. So I was looking for all this information, and we found this case. I guess we were probably just looking at, like, police abuses or anti-racism stuff, and we were collecting information. Found this case of a guy named Jimmy Dennis who was claiming that he was innocent on death row in Pennsylvania. And I don't know what drew us to, my husband Dave Parkinson and myself, to think, gee, how innocent can this guy be? Something called us. We wrote to him, and he sent us back 18 pages, both sides written court documents. We were like, oh my God, this is crazy. We can't do anything about it, though. We're not lawyers. What can we do? Let's make a little website. So we made a little website. I went and learned on the Alta Vista, which is the precursor to Google. The Alta Vista, I Alta Vista'd to find out how to, I've always been a writer, and I used to be in radio, so I had some media understanding, but I didn't know how to write a press release. So I Alta Vista'd how to write a press release, found those little templates, wrote out my first one, and I found it a year ago, was about letting the world know about this guy named Jimmy Dennis, who we believe was innocent on death row. Well, it took a long time, but finally some lawyers who were looking for a case of factual innocence got involved. Then it took even longer, and in 2017, the world agreed, the courts agreed, and in a precedent-setting decision, they released him from death row. Now free, he's in Rolling Stone magazine because he's a singer now with some amazing music. But the really crazy part is, so we were just telemarketers. He was a guy on death row that needed a voice that nobody was listening to. Fast forward, before he got out, a few years before that, I suddenly had an aha moment while I was a telemarketer. I literally had, and this is good for anybody should think about this, because even though you don't have a death row story, you have a story of a passion you had, or a hobby even, or something where you actually probably developed skills in your life that you can monetize that you never thought about. And that literally hit me one day as I was sitting for my computer about to make another 25 calls about something I didn't care about that hour, and I literally just said, wait a minute. Because in the, between learning about to write the press release, we'd actually developed a whole campaign for him. We got all kinds of international media attention. We started looking deeper into the death penalty. We learned about, huge issues of race and all kinds of other stuff. We ended up, making that very public. We ended up getting basically short story, CNN, MSNBC, Court TV, Houston Chronicle. I did that in my 20s, got that kind of media with no background in media. So it hit me one day, hold on a second, I'm actually really effective at media messaging. And that's something people pay for. So I decided, no word of a lie from that moment. I'm not going to make 25 calls an hour for something I don't care about anymore. I'm a publicist and I'm just going to start looking for those contracts. And because of the power of that internet, I never made another call. No lie. I looked online and I started looking. And in those days, there was a site called Elance, which I think is called Upwork or something now. And I didn't, it's all, everything I learned that I say now, life is a pitch with a P, not a B. Life's a pitch. And so I pitched myself on Upwork and I sold really low until 1 or 2 people hired me. And then they said my work was amazing. And then I was pricing a little higher and I made $7,000 on Upwork in like 3 months. And so I done that. And then, I was like, geez, I'm just going to, start Lamourie Media, start a company called Lamourie Public Relations, which I did as a general partnership with my husband for 5 years, selling, low, finding entrepreneurs, explaining them what PR was. And then I just elevated myself to the point, now I work with celebrities, I work with authors, I work with public speakers. I still work, that's about half of my work. And the other half is still small business, medium-sized business. A lot of power women doing all kinds of things, which isn't a niche I looked for, but all my work, just is repeat clients and recommendations. I don't do advertising. They just come and they recommend each other and each other. So now I have this amazing group of people who are doing amazing things. And it's my privilege to elevate and celebrate what they do. That's my job. That's what I get to do.
Isn't that amazing? And that's exactly what I get to do as well. I mean, on a different spectrum than what you do, but
you are doing that every day, exactly. And it's a joy, right?
It definitely is. It definitely is. And I just figured out that I'm a power woman.
Oh yeah, you are. You just figured that out.
I figured out a few.
You're a power woman creating power women. Are you kidding?
It's so funny because you don't think you are, and you are as well. You don't think you are because you're in it.
Exactly.
So
I say that a lot when I'm on panels, actually, because when I was first called that, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you're a power woman." I said, "Well, let's unwrap that because really that feels weird, But so I say we really all are, especially, I mean, certainly when you're doing these kind of things and you're elevating and you're up there, but even I try to tell other women, no matter what you're doing, you don't have to be with a camera on you to be a power woman. We think with people getting the awards and the ones with the cameras and all that, that they're different from us. They're not. Like, half the listeners that are just listening now, that never would conceive of themselves as even being on a podcast or on TV. They have amazing stories as good as, as my client, or as good as my story, as good as your story, but they're not telling it. Right. And so that no one is hearing it. So no one's calling them a power woman. So no one's putting them up for those awards. That's why.
What about the people that write the scripts behind the scenes? The people that never really get the point, or the opportunity to be in front of the camera. Those people are power people as well. And the people that put those shows together and make sure everything goes right. I mean, there's just so many different power women out there. And they don't necessarily get the notoriety that they deserve.
Yeah. And that's so true too, because, I just won this Women of Inspiration. And this one was they actually try really hard to be diverse, not just in, race and age and all that, which is super important, but also in career, which is interesting because a lot of those, because now that I'm paying attention to those, I've been looking to pitch my clients to these awards. I'm looking to see what the criteria are and all that. All my power women, all my clients qualify. But when you look at who is normally nominated for those awards, not only is it often the middle management, the white lady, whatever, but even more than the fact that it's the white lady, it's hey, what you laughing at? This isn't true stuff, right? Like,
you're saying the white lady. It just.
I know. I'm a dumb white girl with red hair. For those who can't see me, but
I mean, a lot of people don't recognize that. They don't say anything like that. They don't see it. But if you
and even beyond that, though, there's even a further point. So not only is it just the white lady, meaning all these people of color, all these other incredibly women that are diverse aren't getting there, but also even if you look at the population among the white ladies, who are the white ladies in there? You know who? It's not even the power women. It's not even the amazing women doing the cool stuff. You know who it is? I mean, I'm sure they're nice. I'm sure they're nice and they're doing cool things at their jobs, but it's all these middle management banking women. Like, honestly, a third of the women were women in banking. And I'm thinking, I'm not dissing them. I'm sure they're doing great things at work, right? But the interesting thing is, why are they getting nominated? But
Right.
you know, I'm not seeing creatives in there. I'm not seeing small business people. It's because not because they're necessarily being kept out. Here's the thing. They don't know about the awards. No one's nominating them. They're not in that circle.
That's
So
right.
when you're in that circle, because the bankers know you, so they know. Then all of a sudden, there's this recurring thing of awards. You got, now that I've got Women of Inspiration, which I just won. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna, because I'm a publicist, so I know how to elevate things and to build. So I'm gonna put myself up for all of those awards, of these other awards now, and I'll
Okay.
probably get some. But I
Mhm.
never knew about them before. You know what I mean? Just like you.
Mhm.
Now, if we're talking, I'm gonna celebrate you and say, you know, you got to go up for this award, and you will get one of them because you're amazing. But if but nobody has nominated you.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's the women that are in that, they're privileged, you know
Mhm.
what, to be in those circles, because they've just always been at that level where those are the people that are their friends, those power
Right.
structure people who create that, you know, and then on top of that, you know, they're in those jobs that are already less than diverse.
Mhm.
So even though nobody's necessarily trying to keep people out, they are kept out
Yeah.
because, you know, so we have to, so in those cases, we have the power, and I say we in women, not trying to speak for women of color in this situation, right? I'm
Right.
saying we, whether it's women or whether it's, you know, whether we're in an industry that isn't normally celebrated, like, you know, like if you know you're in construction and the women in
Mhm.
construction are never given an award, it's always the, you know, so whether it's that kind of woman who has to push through, or a woman of color, or
Mhm.
just a person that's got an idea and no one's listening because they don't come from a place of privilege, you know,
Right.
we have to just be like, no, 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 you know what? It doesn't matter. Don't let that.
Right.
Don't let that stop you. Go for those things because they actually are accessible when you say, hold on here, I'm in the ring. Hold on now, you know,
Mhm. Mhm.
move
Wow.
over.
Yeah, yeah, hey. It's amazing too that, a lot, like you said, we just don't know. And you know what? A lot of times we care. We really want to be a part of it, but we just don't know where to begin. Where can people reach you? Where can they get your services? And what would you do for that woman in power, regardless of what color? I find that you're right that the white banking woman always gets the award. But what about the Filipino and the Asian and the Black and the Hispanic and all the other races
Yeah,
out there doing wonderful things? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. All the races is
Mhm.
the number one, huge, especially now in 2020. We have to own that and notice that and pay attention, and not just hashtag, you know, Black Lives Matter, which I do, and not just do the blackout day and all that, but actually look at ways where we come from, people of privilege, right? How are we actually using that privilege? How are we using our platforms to elevate other people, other women, other people, whatever, right? Not to, like, it's not a, you know, just to elevate, to shine a spotlight, not even to elevate, to shine us, because they're already elevated, they're already doing the work, but to shine a spotlight so the world
Mhm.
sees that work. You know, that's mostly what it is. And also, again, the different kinds of diversity. Like, I had never thought about this, but the woman who runs the award, the Women of Inspiration, the one that I won, said she's done a lot of work to make sure where it's different kinds of women too, in terms of, like we said
Mhm.
what they do. Like, she had made the point that
Mhm.
she never sees in all these other women of influence, blah, blah, blah. She never sees someone in construction or someone in
Mhm.
whatever, right? So they're not, it's also, they're also not looking at people in those jobs, and I guess we have to stop
Right.
thinking about them. They're not looking at anything. It's the people that are putting themselves up, or who other people are nominating, that are in the
Mhm.
pool. So we get the impression that they're, oh, look, there's this award, 100 most powerful women of Canada, for example. One of my clients, who is awesome, I wouldn't take anything away. She's got like resume like this. But how do you judge who's most powerful? I bet that out of those 100 most powerful women, because I was never called, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, but out of those 100 most powerful women, seriously though, I was just joking about that. You know, who are they? Who's saying the most powerful? Because again, there was bankers in there. Who is saying, like, what's, you know, like, what do they mean by power? Again, it doesn't matter. All these most whatever, it's, again, they should all be called, even the one that I'm honored to have won, because it was great, and it is a good one, and it does a lot of work to elevate women, diverse women in all kinds of ways. But still, they could all be called, you know, the the women who won out of the pool of women that were presented to us, the 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's the reality. I'm a
Yeah.
publicist. I mean, I will use the heck out of any of those, and honestly, they mean something too, because
Yeah.
all those women are accomplished, or they wouldn't have won. But just doesn't mean they're the only accomplished women.
Right.
It's not to take anything away from those winners, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just to say they are the luck among. They are all, no matter how hard they've worked, among the lucky ones whose work has been noticed by those people who know
Mm-hmm.
how to nominate, or who know there are things to nominate.
Hey, I know. I've been on the
Oh, and so I
Grammy.
didn't even answer your question about how they can get in touch with
Yeah.
me.
Well, hold on. Before you say something, I've been on the Grammy ballot for nine times now, only because people think that the music that I've done deserves a Grammy. I've never gotten a Grammy, but I've been on the ballot 9 times. So I know what it's like to be like on some ballot but not win, And so it's like, it's a treasure to win. And congratulations on that. So yeah. So how can people get with you, and how can they get in the running?
So I'm happy to tell them all kinds of different tricks and to get them on their way and to get them started like I am with a band. So they can reach me. I live on Facebook, Tracy Lamourie. If you spell my last name right there, Lamourie. It's like Lamour with an IE at the end. And um, or on Instagram is Tracy Lamourie PR Media, or on the interwebs is lamouriemedia.com. And yeah, you can, and I'm always available for like a 20-minute consultation where I can really help people wrap their actual heads around what it can do for them, because I find people in general, entrepreneurs in general for sure, and women a lot do not see themselves, like we said, as the people that would have a camera in front of their face. And when we watch experts on TV, the credibility of television and podcasts and everything is people think that the show host would have searched far and wide to find the very best in their field to get them on that show on TV. Well, the fact is, it's mostly the doctor that's being interviewed is the one who presented the story in most cases, or the one who's developed enough of a reputation by speaking to media that media knows to go to him. So it's not necessarily, yeah. So people don't realize the value of that media, and they think of the people that are in media as other people, and they don't know that it can happen to them. And it's so easy. Like if you call me today and you hire me today, which is completely affordable, just I don't charge the PR prices that I could, because I want to stay accessible to real human beings, to entrepreneurs, to creatives that don't have $3,000 a month, 3 months minimum to start their project. They just don't. And that's what a big PR house will charge you. I will charge like $500 to $1,000. I'll create for a month, depending on what people need. Maybe less. There's also things that we can do boutique-y, if they only need this or they only need that. But you hire me, and tomorrow I know I can get you in this article featured. I can get you featured here. I can get you, because I have existing relationship with editors, so I know what they're looking for, and I know where I can fit you in. And there's also daily opportunities that come out every single day for entrepreneurs across the board. Whether you're a real estate agent, whether you're in the medical field, whether you're just an entrepreneur, actually generic opportunities for entrepreneurs to speak about the business of being an entrepreneur are across my desk every day that I'm placing my clients in. I've gotten my clients in the New York Times and Reader's Digest and Good Housekeeping, and that's just responding to media coming to me. So there are a million opportunities. When you read a magazine and you're reading a parenting magazine, it'll say Jane in Newark's two twins had this issue. How do you think they met Jane in Newark? They put out a call. We're doing an article, looking for moms between 10, 20 and 50 who had this issue. Bam, boom, bam. That's how you get your your spot. So I have all those tricks. I know them. I can get you in media. And I do it because I care about messaging, and I love working with power women, and I actually love what I do, and I'm not here to just drain people dry for the top dollar I could get, which my resume now, like, I could charge top dollar, because I'm better than most of those people that do that. I have more public media than most of those people that do that, but then I don't have the ability to work with the people that I work with now, which is a lot of entrepreneurs and people building. I'd rather start small with someone, and then we're celebrating at the Grammys in a year going, look what we did, then go work for a cheese company and get paid to market, like, that's not fun, right? Whatever. It's not.
No. No.
I'm not, as you can, I mean, clearly I'm not the corporate girl. So like,
Neither am I. Yeah.
but we're doing it. We're doing our thing.
That's right, Tracy. We're doing it, man. I want to thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to have all of your information in the description box below. And you know, when we put that conference together, I hope that you have the availability so that you can be on the conference, because that's going to be amazing. I think we're going to have a lot of different positive things for people that are actually trying to go after their goals in 2021 and beyond. So definitely. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to dare to be different, and click on that link in the description box so you can hire Tracy as well.
Yeah.
Media, and get in that Good Housekeeping magazine and stuff. Love it, girl. I love it. Thank you so much again. And don't forget to dare to be different, guys. Until next time, see you later. Bye. I dare to be different. I dare to be different. I dare to be different. I dare.